Hey guys, it's me James Plays Reviews. Today I am going to be talking about my book series The James Marvel Connected Universe. For those who don't know what I am talking about, as you know there is a movie series going on called the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which you would have to be living under a rock or have no electronic devices to not know about. However, Marvel isn't the only one creating a universe out there. A while ago, during the time when Spider-Man No Way Home was coming out, once again reigniting my fanboy obsession with Spider-Man. So I went on Wattpad and searched up a fanfiction for another universe where MJ and Spider-Man had a relationship that tied the knot. I then found one called The New Spider-Man, about Spider-Man's son trying to fit in and take his father's place. After reading the fanfiction, I found that the creator of the fanfiction, Ivan Bullock, had an entire book universe connected to it. This fan universe was called Marvel Frontier. Unfortunately, this universe has been closed off due to the creator experiencing burnout from sheer popularity. However, I was inspired by Ivan and made my own Marvel universe, or rather multiverse, called the James Marvel Connected Universe. My universe started with a book called Descendant of Venom. Like most of his books, it was one of those male reader type books, where the reader is the main character. In the book, the reader is named their first name and then their last name is replaced with the word Brock. Basically, in this universe, you the reader are the son of Dylan Brock and the grandson of Eddie Brock. One day, the grand offspring of Venom named Toxin gives birth to a new symbiote that you, the Red, bond to. After that, the reader decides to become a superhero. However, for some odd reason, this symbiote is different than most. Instead of seeing other species differently or feeding off emotions, this symbiote acts as though it weren't one at all. Acting human is the only way to describe it. The reader then teams up with some heroes, those being descendants of other heroes like Spider-Boy Ben Parker, the son of Spider-Man Peter Parker, Valkyrie, the daughter of Scar Sebastian Banner, and Iron Woman Morgan Stark, and the granddaughter of Hulk Bruce Banner, and Iron Man Tony Stark, Nova, the son of Nova Sam Alexander, and Prince Panther, the son of Black Panther T'Challa. The reader also teams up with other heroes in this book and will have to deal with a crisis coming in the future due to having visions of his world burning. Descendant of Venom also got a spin-off called Spider-Boy Into the Multiverse, obviously inspired by Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, except instead of spider people coming into his universe, Ben Parker has to go into the multiverse to search for people to help his world defeat the upcoming threat in case the heroes from his world aren't enough. The next story in Phase 1 of the JMCU was Spider-Man and the Kid Symbiote. In this story, Spider-Man's biggest fan, a child named Michael, is possessed by the symbiote Toxin. However, due to Michael being a very young child, the symbiote appears to have no control over him. So Spider-Man decides to have the kid help him while also promising the child's mother that nothing will happen to Michael. For those of you wondering why Spider-Man would ever let a child risk his life like that, you've never seen a stubborn child refusing to take no for an answer. The next story in this universe is Marvel Zombies Adventures of a Post-Apocalyptic Universe. In this universe, the Venom symbiote is found on Earth, but what happens when it is experimented on? I can't say too much about it because I don't want to spoil it, as I haven't worked on it too much. However, it ties into Spider-Boy Into the Multiverse and will tie into Descendant of Venom in a big way. The last book in Phase 1 is called Welcome to Marvel City. In this world, all heroes were born with their powers, so the government made an island for them to all live on. Things seem peaceful at first, but what happens when B-to-C list heroes start showing up dead? I also can't say too much about this book either. The first book in Phase 2 is Marvel Colonial Adventures. Basically, I asked myself, what if all the Marvel characters were born during or before colonial times? It tells the stories of your favorite Marvel heroes, but with a colonial/ancient twist on them. The second book in Phase 2 is I Am Spider-Man, where during the time I was writing this book one discovered the trend of spider-sonas. I then decided to make my own spider-sonu and made a story about me turning into Spider-Man and trying to deal with my world, which deemed superheroes as fiction turning into a superhero world. The next book is Amalgam, Tales of Another Universe, where I put my own twist on Amalgam, combining heroes such as Iron Man and Batman, Superman and Captain America, and Hulk and Martian Manhunter. The final book in Phase 2 is Marvel vs. DC vs. Transformers. Basically, in a world where Marvel, DC, and Transformers characters have coexisted for years but somehow have never interacted. One day the heroes discover each other and have to team up as their villains are teaming up as well. Now currently if you go on to Phase 3 you'll find a book titled The Maximoff Family. This book was posted early as it was only meant to be a sneak peek. In this book the universe looks a little different as Vision and Quicksilver never died and so Wanda got to live her happy family life for real in a house in Westview. However, just because this time her family is real doesn't mean the villains aren't, and they are coming. Due to Phase 2 currently not ending yet as I have yet to write the final chapter of Descendant of Venom. Book 1. Not many Phase 3 projects will be out, however I will be announcing my plans for projects. For example, I am also making a subverse to the JMCU called the Nightverse. The Nightverse is basically my Marvel version of DC's Arrowverse. My first project is Spider-Man and MJ inspired by the Arrowverse's Superman and Lois. Another project I have is gonna be called Team Spider-Verse. Taking place after the end of Descendant of Venom, a group of spider people from across the multiverse venturing into the multiverse. There they find spider people to recruit, making their team even bigger. But what happens when too many people are recruited and you can't tell one spider person from another? The last project I have planned is called Hulk Into the Smashverse. It is inspired by Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, where a kid named Matthew Monarchson is hit by a gamma storm. Now he has to learn how to control his temper and stop the evil leader before he breaks the multiverse. For those of you wondering why I made this video announcing all my Marvel fanfiction/book projects, well, I saw that another channel called Slightly Insulting that makes Marvel videos has a similar thing where, like Kevin Feige, they announce their phases and the projects before they happen. So I decided to do something similar in the hopes that this video will at least inspire some people to read them. Also be on the lookout for my Phase 3 books when they come out along with the final chapter of Descendant of Venom. Book 1. Unfortunately, unlike Slightly Insulting and Kevin Feige, I don't have that picture that says phase in the middle with a timeline of all my projects coming out. Due to my book schedule posting depending on how I feel or whether I am lazy or not. Instead, I will just post the book cover in the video so you have a basic idea other than the description of what it's about. Anyway guys, that will be all from me today. The rest of the video will just be footage of me playing a typical web swinging game. I hope you enjoy the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit the notification bell if you enjoyed this video. Editor James here. I forgot that I don't know how to put an image of the book cover in the video. So instead go to the website to see the book covers, though some will not be shown.